Part 6. They arrived to Liangcheng, then entered the inner city. After leaving a few dozen miles, it was almost time to reach Liangcheng. Ming Yu saw a crowd of people in front of Wuyang. The people who were sent out to inquire about the news quickly returned, saying that Master Lu from the prefect of Liangzhou, and General Wei of the Liangzhou garrison, came to meet Prince Duan. Before Ming Yu refused their special trip to escort them, now Ming Yu and his party are about to arrive, they should come to meet them anyway. Otherwise, if Prince Duan came to confiscate the land, local officials such as them, regardless of their inquiries, could be convicted of contempt of imperial power if they were caught and participated in the previous book. This is a serious crime. And it is possible to loot the family and destroy the family. Therefore, officials from all over Liangzhou, large and small, came to greet Prince Duan. Ming Yu nodded and put up a battle to greet him. He couldn't lose his courtesy here. No matter what, the Lord's posture should still be maintained. Even if the order goes on, the team is rectified. The flags are raised, and the majesty of the prince is displayed. The spirit of the entire team has become different. When the two sides met, it was inevitable to have some polite greetings. Ming Yu was at ease, with a smile on his face, giving people a feeling like a spring breeze. Of course, this also makes people who have heard the rumors puzzled. His Royal Highness Prince Duan is so handsome, why is he slandered like that? Therefore, seeing is believing, and hearing is false. This is a living example. Ming Yu changed horses and was surrounded by Lu Zifu and General Wei. He was new here and didn't know anything. He had this opportunity to get closer to them and to inquire about the situation in Liangcheng. His Royal Highness does not know that there are frequent wars in the borderlands. Most of the fields have long been deserted, and the people's life is difficult. Many people have no food to eat. And a little surplus food is not enough for the barbarians to come and loot. Master Lu said, "This is the truth. Since he took office, it has been like this. The disasters in the borderlands are serious, and the accumulation is difficult to return." Although he tried his best to change people's livelihood, he was powerless. And he had spent a lot of effort to maintain the current situation. He told the truth at this time, and also hoped that Prince Duan would know the suffering of the people. In the future, this Liangcheng and the surrounding area of several hundred kilometers will be the domain of Prince Duan, and the population output of this land will also be counted as Prince Duan. If His Royal Highness Prince Duan could be considerate of the people would still be able to live, but if they met a lord who only cared about himself, regardless of the life and death of the people, and exploited the people would be miserable, and they would have to peel off their skin even if they didn't die. If so, there is no way out. Ming Yu nodded. The barbarians looting and attacking the autumn wind was indeed a headache, and the tragic situation they saw when they came was still as clear as yesterday. He turned his head to look at General Wei. What can the general do for the invasion of small groups of foreign pirates? For example, to prevent them from invading, killing, looting, etc.? Upon hearing this, both of them sighed involuntarily. Sure enough, it is a royal family who is not familiar with the world. Such a naive question, I am afraid that no one present can ask it. Right? At least when I understand everything here, I know that this is not something that can be prevented simply. If not, it will not be able to solve this problem after several generations. Although General Wei sighed in his heart, he still replied respectfully, "Your Highness, the troubles of barbarians have existed since the founding of Dayan Country. Throughout the dynasties, there have been many people who have the ability to stand on the edge, but barbarians invaded. This problem has never been resolved. It is not that the ministers wait for nothing. Yes. It's really frustrating. Ming Yu listened very seriously, and motioned to General Wei to say the unfinished meaning of the words together. General Wei was stunned and continued. The people of Shishi country have no manners and virtues of education, and the people are stubborn. Huan, their 3-year-old child can already play on horseback. They have grown up on horseback since they were young. However, we are mainly infantry. Every time we fight, they will quickly withdraw when they encountered our large troops. If they encountered our small troops, we are not their opponents at all. That's right, it's really difficult. Ming Yu thought for a while, and then said, a few days ago, the Japanese prince witnessed General Xia's annihilation of a group of foreign bandits in the Chonglin mountain area. If there is an invasion by foreign invaders, wouldn't General Xia be able to annihilate them in one fell swoop? What? Having said that, why don't you see General Xia's people? When Ming Yu mentioned this, he remembered that there was no figure of the red robe silver armor among the officials who came to greet him. So he asked casually, General Xia has important things to do, so it's really inconvenient to come today. Please don't blame your highness. General Wei hurriedly took cover for Xie Yishou. He was also afraid that Ming Yu would be blamed. Although it would not have much impact on Xie Yishou, it would be better to have one less thing. Some things can be avoided. General Xia's temper. He refused to come here, and he made it clear that he didn't want to see His Royal Highness, who had just arrived. The affairs of the army are very important, so don't delay because of this prince. Otherwise this prince will die, Ming Yu said with a smile. Seriously speaking, this person has already offended himself by avoiding him before. He is not a narrow-minded person. So he won't blame him for this trivial matter. What's more, although he is a prince, it is impossible for him to have too much power over officials appointed by the court. He tutted. What did this person say? The impression left on him was quite deep, and he could already see the indifference of this person from just one side. It seems that it has been soaked into the bones. It only needs to stand there to freeze other people into ice sculptures. Most of these people are not gregarious people. Therefore, it would be unbelievable if General Xia appeared here. General Wei shook his head with a wry smile, and continued to answer Ming Yu's question. General Xia's Red Robe army is indeed unparalleled, but with General Xia's 5,000 troops, it is really overkill to deal with such a small band of rogues, mainly because after a small group of rogues entered the country, the route of travel was really strange and unpredictable. And it often took a lot of manpower to hunt them down. Besides, the brigade of the Shishi country outside the customs was still eyeing them. And they would still have some scruples about the Red Robe army. The army is desperate to clear these rogues. And I am afraid that it will turn the tiger away from the mountain instead. The Red Robe army is no different than other armies, it is the elite among the elites of the entire frontier army. And a good knife is used on the edge of the knife. At that time, dispatching the Red Robe army was the key to victory. If it weren't for Prince Duan and his party coming, the previous rogues would not have needed the Red Robe army to go to clear and suppress them. Although it will take a little time and effort, the risk is within the controllable range. After General Wei said so much, Ming Yu finally understood that the Red Robe army was worthy of being famous both inside and outside the country. It seemed that only the Red Robe army could take action in Dayan Country. Although the Red Robe army is very strong, it has only 5,000 troops, but it's a little small. Why don't you train more Red Robe soldiers to come out, so you still use the fear of Shishi country? Ming Yu asked when he didn't understand. If there are 50,000 Red Robe troops, I am afraid that they have already attacked the royal court of Shishi country. Where will there be a confrontation? In the eyes of these bosses, Ming Yu's question was very naive. But they had to explain, Your Highness's statement is not good. Your Highness knows that the military expenditure of the 5,000 people of the Red Robe Army is more than 3 times that of the ordinary infantry. And not to mention the extra military expenses for 1 extra person, just to say that the war horses equipped by each member of the Red Robe Army are all good horses. Your Highness knows that Dayan Country is not like Shishi Country, and does not produce good horses. We can collect all of them. These 5,000 horses are already not easy. Ming Yu finally understood that only the iron cavalry of the Red Robe Army was the guardian of Dayan Country. Although Dayan Country had a large army, they were mainly infantry, and the infantry against the cavalry of the Shanji people, that is, for the purpose of delivering vegetables. When encountering a charge from the cavalry, it is not a problem to chop melons and vegetables. They have been able to protect the frontier of Dayan Country for so many years. While speaking, the group had already entered Liangcheng, and Ming Yu looked around. This ancient city witnessed the long-standing war. Under the erosion of the years, it has already been riddled with holes. And the dilapidated city wall has been repaired every year and stands tall. Pedestrians in the city in 2s and 3s are full of dishes. Many houses are in disrepair because no one lives in them. Some of them have collapsed, leaving only ruins and broken walls. There are only a few people left. Dilapidated, depressed, these are the only words Ming Yu can think of. Thinking that this place will be his territory from now on. He has an urge to support his forehead, but he really did not expect it to be in such a situation. He once thought about the situation in Liangcheng, but it is also the largest city in the frontier. It is so. I chose this place because I wanted to stay away from the disputes in the capital, and I didn't want to be too conspicuous. This place is good. As a transit station on the Silk Road. If it is used as a territory, it will develop into a trading city in the future. You can also earn gold every day while sitting, and you will not lose money. Moreover, the emperor suffered a lot because he chose to be here. He also subsidized a lot from his private bank. He also mentioned the 300 guards who were originally the prince to 500. He originally thought that he had made a profit, but he was shocked by the reality. It was he who lost a lot of money. It's good now, there is no way out. So I can only bite the bullet and rush forward. The one you choose is to swallow your own tears. When Master Lu saw Ming Yu's face, he knew what he was thinking. He smiled and said with relief, Your Highness, Liangzhou City is considered a good city, but this is only the outer city. The inner city is still relatively prosperous, and there is still orchard. Selling wine. Don't have an exotic style, this is something you can't see in the capital. When the time comes, Your Highness may wish to go and see it. Hu Ji? Foreigner? Ming Yu was really interested when he heard it, and asked in surprise, Hu Ji? I don't know where he came from. On the west side of Shishi Country, there are many countries, big and small. Such as Wan, Ma Dan, Huhu, etc. I know about a dozen of them. Ming Yu's gloomy mood finally improved. Very good, it's almost the same as what he learned. Yes, when the time comes to settle down. I must go and see this exotic style. People who heard this couldn't help but smile. The prince from the capital was indeed a young man. Mindfulness, when encountering novelty things. It is also very curious. Only General Wei's face was impatient, with a faint look of contempt. The soldiers in the front were working hard and sweating. But the people in the back only knew how to eat, drink, and enjoy themselves. If it wasn't for the pros and cons that had to be weighed in this position, he would have left long ago. It's no wonder that Xie Yishou would rather take a mission to inquire about the enemy's situation than come here. Lu Zifu had a deep friendship with General Wei. Knowing the temperament of General Wei, he secretly gave him a wink, telling him to be calm, so he brought up other topics. Civil servants and military generals are generally disgusted with each other, and each looks down on the other. You think that I am a reckless person who only knows how to fight and kill. And I think that your words are sour. Lu Zifu was able to get along with General Wei because both of them were from the same town, so they would naturally be closer than ordinary people. The two secretly signaled that Ming Yu didn't know it, and it was another scene when they entered the inner city.